What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Sports and Superheroes. This is the podcast where we talk about sports and superhero entertainment news from the past week. On the superhero side, Sammy, with my co-host Marcus. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, people? I got your sports side. Were you about to say you got the sports side?
I was.
I, so you still confused from the other week?
Look, we gonna bring that up again because I honestly I was gonna do something this episode too because I heard something. I was gonna see if you was gonna talk about it, but now I'm not even gonna bring it up. I'm gonna see if you bring it up. If you don't bring it up, we won't talk about it. Don't say
Actually, actually, I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious now.
it. What was it? Dang it, I blanked on it. Oh, it was that. It could be that, and I will see you will talk about like injuries in the NFL right now, and one of the big
Oh,
injuries is it Tyreek
yeah,
Hill? Yeah,
Tyreek Hill. Yeah,
yeah,
dislocated his kneecap. I am talking about an injury, but it's not football.
okay. And I
Yeah,
think it was something, and then it was about basketball, WNBA. I don't know if you're gonna talk about that.
I did some research, but I was like, ah, yeah, I didn't do enough. I did a little
Okay.
bit, but I didn't do enough. I do have that in my notes,
Okay. Okay.
but I
Okay.
don't. Yeah, but
But
I
this
don't
is
feel like
this is
I got a.
behind the scenes stuff. Y'all seeing the behind the scenes and stuff when we just talking about topics. We usually don't share which either the other person the topic is. We kind of have it be surprised so you learn it. We learn it just when you learn it. But this is a little behind the curtain. Anyway, you know what the podcast is. We talk about stuff that we like and see if you like it, and we give our opinions on it. If you are interested in giving your opinion, leave us a voicemail. You can look down below. There's a link where you can go to a website and give us a minute and a half voice message, and we will probably play it on the podcast. It could be about sports, superheroes, our life. As long as it's not no weird stuff, we'll probably answer that question. Also, check out all our social medias down below. Links are down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. It helps us in the algorithm with all the YouTube and likes. That helps as well. So hit that like button while you're down there. But with that all out the way, we have a decently packed show. So let's go ahead and get into it. Mark's hitting with that first sports story.
All right, like I said, talk about an injury, but it's not the NFL. It's one I think. No disrespect to those guys, but I find this one a little more important. I mean, all injuries are important. I shouldn't say that. Anyway, I'll get my foot out my mouth. We're gonna talk about Juju Watkins. Okay. So on Sunday, Juju Watkins announced that she's going to miss the entire 2025-2026 season as she continues to rehab from her torn ACL she suffered last season.
Mm.
She posted on social media. These last few months have been filled with a lot of healing, rest, and reflection. Recovering from this injury hasn't been easy, and I want to say thank you for your love, support, and kind words. Your kind words have truly lifted me up during one of the most challenging times in my life. Because you've been with me every step of the way, I wanted you to hear it from me directly that following the advice of my doctors and trainers, I will set out this season and fully focus on continuing to recover so I can come back to the game I love. I'm incredibly thankful for my family, teammates, coaches, the USC training personnel, Jason, Shane, and everyone who's continued to support me every day through this journey. I'm excited to keep putting the work in to come back even stronger. So, Juju is one of the big stars in female college basketball.
Yep.
Uh, Last year, she was the Player of the Year, and she was a unanimous first team All American. She helped lead USC to a 28-3 record last season, and they were a number one seed in the NCAA tournament. She tore her ACL in the second round against Mississippi State. USC ended up going to the Elite Eight before they got eliminated. And last year, Juju averaged 23.9 points per game, 3.4 assists, and 6.8 rebounds. So she's definitely going to be missed.
Mm-hmm.
Like not for just USC, but for the whole sport of basketball itself. She's still young, so she has youth on her side. Juju is 20 now. So I hope get well soon, get stronger,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of glad because athletes, you know, especially when it like has the cachet that she has, like they sometimes rush back because they want to, because one they're competitive and they want to get back on the
Yeah.
court, and sometimes they don't be ready and then they re-injure themselves. So I'm glad she's taking the time to get herself completely back and come back strong.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, it is. It is that ego trying to get back in sometimes, and that competitive spirit. You want to one help your team, and two do what you can do, and not. I know a little bit is you don't want to get replaced by somebody too. That's a little bit there. You will make
Yeah.
sure, hey, I don't want nobody getting better than me while I'm trying to heal up and not practicing my game, not getting them reps in. But yeah, sometimes you just have to sit out, make sure you fully recover. Because the worst thing is to come back halfway and injure yourself more to where it's not just a minor injury, it becomes something that's permanent and it totally changes your game. So, yeah, take your time, make sure you get fully healed to come back stronger. And it makes perfect sense. It does
And
suck for
also,
college female basketball, though. It's just going to suck for
yeah.
them, but
And then, like, also, she wouldn't be eligible for the WNBA until 2027 because, according to I feel like they need to change this. But according to the rules for the WNBA, a player must be at least 22 years old during the year in which the draft takes place, and to have no remaining college eligibility or to renounce any future college eligibility.
oh,
So,
wow.
so yeah,
Mm,
this
that's
this cup
weird.
cups this upcoming season would be kind of like a red shirt season. It's like
Yeah.
when college, you don't play that season.
Yeah.
So
Didn't
yeah,
LeBron he he was the last one to get in on that being able to skip college until they made a rule you had to be there for 1 year, right?
mm, I don't know. No, wait, no. Uh, Let me look that up. I don't think so.
Mm.
Let's see. The last. Oh, wait, maybe he was. Who was the last NBA draft? Yeah, no, he
Okay.
wasn't. So the last NBA draft to allow high school players was 2005, and LeBron was
Um.
drafted in 2003. But with that
Okay.
being said, I don't know if any high school was drafted in 2005.
Especially not drafted and became starter right away.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Andrew Bynum was selected 10th overall in 2005, and he was only 17.
Oh wow. He was
Yeah.
younger than LeBron, right? How old was
I
LeBron?
think LeBron was 18. Yeah, LeBron was
Okay.
18.
He was younger than LeBron, but we see how that turned out. He didn't
Oh, yeah.
stick around.
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
did play with LeBron, so we could say that. But
Yeah, he played with Kobe. Like, yeah, we did. Yeah, Andrew Bynum, that didn't kind of quite planned out. Like,
yeah,
how old was Wimby? Because there you have like you have these guys from international basketball.
yeah.
will get drafted because like Luca was playing professionally. I think at like as a teenager. I don't want to say
Okay.
what age because I don't remember my age, but Luca was playing professionally as a teenager and came over. So
Mm,
yeah, but
mm.
yeah, that's
Okay.
all I got.
Okay.
So we can move on because like you said, we got a jam pack. I don't want to keep lingering on.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get into the first superhero story. So Marvel, DC or Marvel, Disney, they released Marvel Zombies. If you don't know what Marvel Zombies is, it's based on a comic book run where the Marvel universe got infected with a zombie virus, and superheroes became zombies, but still were able to use their powers. So they did this in What If, the animated show. What If they did the first zombie episode on that, and then they finally came out with a full season, which is only 4 episodes of the continuation of that zombie episode. Um, so you have to go see What If to see the first one, and I think there's another one in What If season two, and then so technically I think it's like 6 episodes altogether if you count those episodes as well. They released it this past week. They released all 4 episodes immediately, just like they did with Eyes of Wakanda. A huge drop, just like Netflix, everything at once. A lot of people saying that they did it just to get it off the books. Um, is it as good as Eyes of Wakanda? I can't say it's as good as Eyes of Wakanda. Eyes of Wakanda made me cry. Marvel Zombies is interesting. It's cool at times. Um, Overall, I would say for me, it was like a 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5 out of 10. There was very cool zombie kills and very cool killing of superhero characters that you don't get to see very often because this is an Elseworld story. So these characters can die and there's no real ramifications for them dying. Um, they kind of start you out in these 4 episodes. They start you out with Makala. Oh dang! I had her. I can pronounce her name in my head. I can't pronounce it with my lips. That sounded weird, but I can't pronounce it out loud. Mrs. Marvel. They kind of follow her, Kate Bishop, and Riri in the beginning of these episodes, with them being survivors and surviving together. And they that is a really cool team. Oh, side note, they use all the voices from the actors in the shows. They use them on the animated show as well. So if they played this character in the MCU, they voiced the animated character in these shows, which is also really cool. So it gives you a little more close touch to them, makes you feel more like those characters. But they start with those three, and they have good chemistry. Like I'm okay with having a show with them. I want to see those three have their own live action show or movie or do something together because I it was really cool. But ultimately, they find some kind of device that's supposed to help them save the world and zombify the world. So they go on. It's a road trip of them trying to get somewhere to get a shield tech to understand what this device does and how to make it work. Along the way, you meet other either zombified Marvel superheroes or heroes that are surviving. Um, the biggest and coolest thing in this thing is Blade is in this. Mahershala Ali is Blade in this. I don't know if he's ever going to get to play live action Blade, but he does play Blade in this, and it works. It really works. But he's Blade slash Moonlight in this because Khonshu takes over. I guess the original Moon Knight dies, and Khonshu takes over Blade, and Blade becomes his. It's not surrogate. I forget what it's called. I'll remember it later. But he's Blade is talking to Khonshu, and Khonshu is giving him the Moon Knight powers, and he's badass in this. 100%. I would love to see a movie of Blade with Khonshu. 100% that's great. Um, you also get to see a zombified Namor, and even zombified Namor is badass. Um, they also show you what's his name? Shang Chi. He doesn't get zombified. He gets bit, but his father gives him the 10 rings to be able to keep the virus from spreading up his arm. So he has to keep one of the rings right there to stop the zombie virus to spread to the rest of his body. But he still fights with the rest of the rings. I hate the lady that plays Aquafina plays a lady named Katie. She
Hey,
gets to use the yeah.
so
You
so
know how we
so
feel about
so
Aquafina on this.
I was trying to wait till you guys finish to ask you this because I was like, hey, how you feel about the character? Tell me more about Katie because I know how you feel about her.
I so well, I don't like Aquafina. I feel she's putting on this black scent, um, and I dislike that because that's just that might be just me in my opinion. I know other people have spoken on it. And I see she's taken may have taken roles from other black women using that black suit to get those roles. But that's my gripe with her. But in the show, she was all right. I have a bad taste for her, but in the show, she was all right. She did what she was supposed to do, comic relief here and there, so that worked. Um, if it's for those that don't know about this zombie universe, somehow Wanda is become like the queen of the dead. So she's zombified, but she is still able to control her powers and control other zombies. And she ends up controlling an army of zombies, and she's going after Miss Marvel, Miss Marvel herself actually, and it never really explains why why she's going after Miss Marvel, but she's on a rampage trying to find Miss Marvel and use Miss Marvel to be able to take over the world. She says she needs Miss Marvel to help her save um the world. Like she's like, I'm strong, but not strong enough by myself. I need you to help me. And she's been implanted Miss Marvel thoughts with, hey, I need your help to do this. But I don't know if it's real or not. The way the show ends, I don't know if it's gonna get a second season. So it's kind of a cliffhanger ending, which kind of sucks, but it works a little bit. But you get to see Spider-Man kill a whole bunch of zombies with his webs. You see Black Panther. He does his thing. He does a sacrifice and kills zombie Thanos, which kind of saves the world. But then you also see Infinity Hawk Infinity Hulk. I always say his name where he's like black with like green and red. And he's super powerful, and Wanda has to touch him to be able to get that power to be able to, in her way, she says it save the world, but we think it's supposed to be taking over the world. Um, that was a very cool scene, seeing her army of the dead, which includes Okoye, Hawkeye, Unbombable, um, a whole bunch of zombies, uh, Ghost, Wasp, Ant. She has all these zombies going after them and using their powers, not using their powers at times, and fighting, trying to touch an Infinity Hulk. It's good. You don't need to rush to go watch it. It's going to be on Disney Plus for a while. It's good. It's fun. It's an interesting Elseworld story. The voice acting is great. The characters you get to see is great. The zombie deaths, the deaths with zombies, the jokes are good. I think it's a 7 out of 5 for me. 7.5 out of 10 for me. I'm ranking it higher than I think. I think it's better than I thought it was. But yeah, was it worth checking out? Yes. If you like the other zombie episodes on the What If, this is definitely worth checking out. I would recommend doing it. It's on Disney Plus. Go watch it. Leave it in the comments. Let us know. Did you like it? How did you think about it? Um, I wish they would have had a couple more. I guess they couldn't put Marvel characters that haven't been in the MCU yet. But that would have been cool to see. Uh, but oh, they had what's his name? Ah, I forgot his name. Oh, they had the dude from Now I'm just talking about stuff I like that. But they had the dude from Eternals. He was a robot. The regular Miss Marvel fought in it. She was super powerful being, but zombified. But it's worth it checking out. It's worth checking out. I thought it was okay.
I
Uh,
see.
yeah,
I see. Elizabeth Olsen is doing the
yeah,
Scarlet Witch.
yeah.
So,
She's Wanda. Yeah, she's Wanda.
oh,
She's in the
okay.
live action of it too. She's become a really big character in the MCU, and
Yeah.
people are really upset that she hasn't come back after she was in the last MCU she was in was Doctor Strange 2 multi what's the name of madness. Uh, that was the last one she was in, and people really like her character. They really like her character a lot. But I think she has a bad taste with Marvel now, and I don't think she wants to do it per se because of how long they've been taking to do stuff with her. So they might have dropped the ball on that because she's a really good character in the MCU. She's really good and people really like her. So yeah. But no, that's my quick review of Marvel Zombies. Like I said, let us know how you think about it in the comments down below. If you watched it, you check it out, let us know.
Dang it! What happened? Okay. So I want to talk about a story that's somewhat important to me because I've never go- I've never been to a game, and I probably never will because those tickets cost a lot, and I'm not that big of a fan of this sport. But the Chicago Bears and their stadium situation. So the Chicago Bears are requesting 855 million in public funds for infrastructure improvements to support a new stadium, a new enclosed stadium in Arlington Heights.
Oh, an
So
enclosed stadium.
yeah, because they want to bid for like Super Bowl at some point. So because like no NFL teams would have opened or a stadium outside that has a Super Bowl because it's in February. So
Makes sense.
yeah. While the team intends to finance the stadium's construction, they need public assistance for roads, sewers, and rail line adjustments. The project aims to create a mixed use of development and potentially host major events like the Super Bowl. The proposal bill to freeze property taxes for large construction projects is tied to the stadium's progress and potential job creation. The Bear Stadium plans have shifted between Arlington Heights and Stan in Chicago near Soldier Field. So Arlington Heights, there was a racetrack out there that
Mm-hmm.
the owners of the Bears bought to first it was looked at as a scare tactic. It was like, hey, we want a new stadium in Chicago or like fix it up or something, or we moving. And then it's been back and forth. At one point, there was plans to build a new stadium by Soldier Field now, new development, a whole new stadium because a new structure. Because one of the things about Soldier Field is downtown, but there's like it's somewhat difficult to get to because there's really
Mm-hmm.
not fan friendly as far as parking and getting there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's beautiful because it's right next to Lake Michigan, and it's in downtown Chicago, and you have the skyline in the background a little bit to see. But it looks like they're going to move the stadium to Arlington Heights, which is not it's not something that's rare. There's a lot of professional teams that had their stadium in the suburb of whatever city they lived in. Because, like, for example, the Detroit Pistons, for the longest, they played in Auburn Hills, Michigan, and not in Detroit. And they play in Detroit now,
Mm.
Um, that's the first team I can think of off the top of my head. But there's like it's not unusual for a team to be in a suburb of a city. So that's that. Just a little update. Like I could go deeper into it, but I'm not. And
So,
then go ahead.
how long has that stadium been there?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. I was going to say this, but then I forget. So the thing is, the Chicago Bears has never owned the stadium. Like
Oh,
the Chicago Bears don't own Soldier Field. I think that the city owns that. And then before Soldier Field, they played at Wrigley Field. So the Bears never owned the stadium. So also by them moving to Arlington Heights, like, well, now we own this. This is our stadium.
yeah.
So that's another, in my opinion, that's another incentive for the Bears to move it there. And
Yeah,
plus, no matter how bad the Bears are, the fans are still going to show up. So,
true,
and then like I
true.
said, earlier, if they get a dome, then they can host a Super Bowl, which can
Super
bring in
Bowl.
more money for the area and to the Bears itself than when they own the stadium because that's
Yeah. And then they can
that's a lot of
start
revenue.
doing like concerts there and actually get the money for that too. Different
Yeah, so
events because they don't own that other one, so they don't get the money for the different events there.
all right, so like these past summers with Kendrick and like Beyonce, Taylor Swift was
Yeah.
performing at Soldier Field in the summer. Bears ain't getting that money, even though it's their home field. It's going to the city.
Yeah. That's a pretty big incentive right there because you can book that thing out throughout the whole summer and make
Yep.
money every weekend.
All right, and then you get it enclosed, so then you can have
But then
artists.
again, well, you do own it, so it's a write off. Right now, you clearly leasing your stadium from another person, so you paying rent, which is still a write off, but that means you have to fix everything. I'm thinking of it like a homeowner,
Yeah.
but so there is ups and downs to it. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
I take it. Hold on. Oh, and then also, I'm just gonna talk on something. So like you said earlier, Tyreek Hill dislocated his knee. He's done for the season. Let's see, who else got hurt? Lamar Odom had oh my goodness, Lamar Jackson. Excuse me, Lamar Jackson had a hamstring injury. He
Okay.
did that on Sunday. He did not practice today. His He's doubtful for this week's game.
Which is
Um,
understandable. They playing terrible. Don't go out there and get yourself really hurt to be out for the whole season.
they keep finding ways to lose
To
games.
lose. Did what's the name
It's
fumble again this week?
I don't know if
Because I heard he had like three fumbles in the first three games they played.
yeah,
That's like,
which is odd because he doesn't fumble. He's a big
yeah.
guy, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a while. Let's see, Brock Purdy, he is ruled out for tomorrow night's game against the Rams.
Mm,
Um, let's see, Jaden Daniels for the Commanders. Uh, looks like he'll go out there Sunday. Says, his
okay.
quote is, "I'm planning on going out there Sunday." Uh, he has a knee sprain, and he's been wearing
Yeah.
the brace. He's been wearing the brace on that. Tell somebody. Joe Flacco got benched.
Did he
So
get benched?
Dylan Gabriel, kid from Oregon, he's going to be starting this weekend.
Okay.
Joe Flacco will be number two. Shador is still the number three quarterback.
Which I don't understand. Like you at that point, put Shador at number two and put Flacco third. Like, what did they? Didn't they? Who Wilson got benched? Uh, and
Yeah,
they got some
Russell
rookie
got
dude.
Jack, damn it, Jack, boy, what is his name? But speaking of that, it's a wrap for Russ. He might as well just go ahead and retire because they
I
won,
seen something that
and
would have
the way that coach celebrated and hugged that boy after that win,
yeah.
yeah. And then
That was
I don't know if you
rough.
saw, I don't know if you saw the video of them talking in the locker room, but the quarterback was talking and Russ is just standing back there like, and they like zoom in and you see his face. He's like, yeah, it's a wrap. Jackson
Yeah.
Dart, that's his name, Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart,
Yeah,
yeah. He
yeah,
did good though. He had a rushing touchdown. He threw one touchdown. He did good. They got the W.
they got the
Uh,
W. But yeah, it's a wrap for us. Yeah.
where do you look? Where's the other black quarterback that was, dang it, what's his name? It's like I think it's Wilson too. Um, dang, Jesus, I forget his name. Maybe I'll
Villanueva.
remember it. He was quarterback. He was quarterback Washington, and he got moved again. He was like, I'm just glad God gave me this chance. They was like, how does it feel to be like the third?
Oh, Jameis Winston. Winston.
Yeah, Jameson. Yeah, yeah.
Jameson. Yeah,
Where is he at?
he went to Giants.
Oh, he was the Giants too. So, okay, he
Yeah,
there with Russell.
yeah.
He's like, I'm just sitting in my position. I'm here if they need me. I'm gonna sit back and learn. But this is God's plan, and I'm gonna follow that plan. When it's my time, it's my time. I was like, sir, that's a lot of bullshit to say. Hey, I'm just here because I'm gonna get a little bit of money. Keep it
He's a
100, bro.
he's a good speaker, a motivational speaker. Which he is.
Exactly.
Let's see. CD Lamb is. I'm trying to see if he's because he hurt his ankle. Not this week, not this past weekend, but the weekend before.
Okay.
I'm trying not to find him what I'm looking for. But yeah, he hurt his ankle. They had him in the backfield being a running back, and his ankle got rolled on by a lineman.
Mm.
Uh, he did not. He hold on. He did not participate in practice this week. He will be out for this weekend game. So yeah, so that's the injuries in NFL. There's been a lot of blocked field goals so far this season too.
Yeah, there's been a lot of block field goals. I'm
A
like,
lot of
what is
blocked
y'all
field goals.
doing?
Yeah.
What
Oh,
is
and
y'all doing?
one other thing. I'll talk about football and then we can move on right quick. The NFL got to do something. I didn't watch the game. Like I watched the first quarter. I'm like, this is bad for my mental health, so I'm turning this off. But the Cowboys versus the Packers game Sunday ended in
I
a
watched that
40
game.
point a 40-point tie. Like, come
We
on,
can't be doing
man.
ties. We can't be
Like
doing
what?
ties.
Like what are we doing? Like
We can't be doing
y'all,
ties.
y'all got to fix this during the regular season. Y'all got to fix this because because it's 17 games now in NFL,
Yeah.
and the teams that win their division is an automatic playoff bid. So we'll say for Packers, for instance, say this is going to be between Detroit and Green Bay for the NFC North. Say come down to it, and the Packers and Detroit got. And I want to make this clear. I'm not rooting for the Packers in no way, shape, or form. Like I would love for them to lose every game, every season. But if I was a Packers fan or played for the Packers, and we come down to the end of the season, and our record is tied with Detroit, and because Detroit and Green Bay will play each other twice this year, and let's say they both win the game, right? So it's 1-1, and it comes down, and then they got the same record. Like Detroit would get the division lead over the Packers because the Packers has a week where they didn't win or lose. They got a tie.
Yeah.
Like you, and with the division leads being so important for a playoff spot, I feel like you cannot have a tie in regular seasons. You got to have a win or a
Yeah.
loss. You can't have a tie.
Very true.
NFL has to do something about that. They need to go ahead and
Yeah.
change those rules. They can do it. They just need to go ahead and do it and stop messing around.
I mean, they
Because it
changed the rules for overtime, and you see how that works.
right,
That's
they changed it.
better.
Yeah, and then they changed it for the playoffs a few years ago because it used to be overtime. Who's ever the first team to score wins the game. But you
Yeah.
had that game between Cincinnati and was it Kansas City? Oh, I can't remember, but I think it was Kansas City. Like Kansas City got the ball first and scored right away. No, that
Mm.
was not Kansas City. Was that Buffalo and Kansas City? I can't remember. But one team got the ball first and scored right away, and the other team never got to see the field. I think it was Kansas City and Buffalo. I think I'm sure they'll correct me in the comments, but yeah. So they changed the rules for the regular season. No more ties. We're not doing participation trophies. These are grown men. Win or loss.
Very true. Just give them 5 more minutes, and whoever scores next wins. Like this is it's what it. After one overtime of 10 minutes, you get 5 minutes, and whoever scores wins. You give them
Well,
both chances of the ball. Whoever scores
well,
wins.
well, like in college football, both teams get the ball to score, and then it's like, okay, after that, you got to score and get a 2 point conversion, and then if it keeps going past that, then you get the ball like on the 25-yard line, and then you got to score. So they can fix it. They just need to do it. So
Yeah.
get together, Roger Goodell. Oh, and Bad Bunny is doing the Super Bowl
Oh,
halftime
wait till you
show.
get upset about that.
Oh, they're already out. Oh, Bad Bunny. We're not. I guess we're not watching the Super Bowl. You go watch the Super Bowl. Stop it. You're gonna watch it. You might not watch the
They said
halftime
it,
show, but you're gonna watch the
exactly.
Super Bowl. Stop,
They said the
stop.
same thing about Kendrick.
Yeah, yeah. And there's
One of
I
the
think they
most watched Super Bowl
right,
halftime.
right, and they watching and criticizing and act like they didn't know what's going on, and so I expect for it to be more complaints again this year about the Super Bowl. Uh,
Very
I
true.
saw I saw a comment. People was like, "Yeah, Bad Bunny will do the Super Bowl," and like, I hope he don't speak a lick of English. So, but Bad Bunny,
This feels
it
so
don't think
like it feels like a shot at America. Like, hey, you gonna do this ICE
facts,
stuff? We gonna do
facts.
this.
Right, we gonna get the biggest. Here's the thing: Bad Bunny's from Puerto Rico, right?
Which is part. A lot of Americans learn Puerto Rico. It's part
I
of
was just about
America.
to say that. I was just about to say that. A lot of these dumb motherfuckers don't really. Puerto Rico is a part of America, so oh yeah. So shout out
It's
to Bad
really
Bunny.
great.
Oh, I was gonna say the thing about Bad Bunny is he has enough fans worldwide that even
Yeah,
these people don't watch the Super Bowl halftime show. It doesn't matter because all his fans go tune in just to watch the Super Bowl
exactly,
performance anyway. So
exactly.
it's fine.
Still could be huge.
Shout out to Rock
So
Nation. Oh, that's
it's
yeah.
gonna
Shout
be
out to
it's
Rock
gonna be
Nation. Let's rock.
interesting. It's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting to watch that Super Bowl. All right, let's get into Gen V. I watched episode 4 and 5, so we're gonna talk about both these episodes. I forgot the title of the episodes. What is the title of these episodes? Um, let's skip the title for right now, unless I remember. Wait, one's bags, and the other one it doesn't say it on that website. I got the kids are not all right. The kids are not all right. So episode 4 and 5. So at the last episode, episode 3, Jordan told everybody that she uh hurt Kate and almost killed Kate, and it was her. So of course, Cypher came up with this great idea to have Jordan and Marie fight for number one. It was a way for Cypher to get Marie to train with him, but also he used that to say, "Hey, if you don't do this, I'm just send Jordan to what is that name of that prison? Elmer, I think it's called. I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's their prison. So Marie kind of had to do it, but in the process of training Marie, Cypher's teaching her how to use her powers. He lets her know, like, hey, yeah, I figured out that you guys figured out that you're Odessa, and you know that I was there, and you know this all about me. Okay, cool. But it's still, I'm training you for this. I don't know Cypher's end game, what he really plans on doing with Marie. Um, I think this is just my assumption. He's building up Marie to be able to take out Homelander. Because if Marie is as powerful as he says she can be, I think she can kill Homelander. I think that's what he's doing. Um, I think he wants a suit that's in control, that is not so much of a psychopath. That could just be me. But of course, Marie's learning how to use her powers more, and it's working. She is getting stronger. Um, they eventually Marie and Jordan fight. They have their fight, and we find out. So I forgot about that. Marie tells her friends that she don't believe Cypher has powers because she was using her powers around him, and she didn't sense any V in his blood. So she thinks he's human. So her friends come up with a plan to try to get him to admit that he's human, and that's where Kate comes in. Kate's trying to get him to talk and tell her that he's human. They use Emma to get into the plumbing to set up a camera in the room where Cypher and Kate is to try to get the trick of them. Emma's friends that she just met last episode, the chameleon girl and the girl that used her, how should I say this and not get blacked off of TikTok?
Oh,
Her private parts hair grows. That's her
wait, what?
superpower. She
Wait, wait,
can
wait, wait.
grow her.
Oh, wait. What are you watching again?
This is a show called Gen V. It's basically a darker, funnier, sarcastic of Marvel and DC put together. So these
I'm
are
looking it up.
superpower beings.
I'm looking it up. Whoa, wait a minute.
But like I was saying, her superpower is she can grow her pubic hair, but only her
Uh,
pubic hair. She can't grow her hair on her head.
one other question. Which character is this?
I forget her name. She's a new character. This is the first time I've seen her this
Okay,
episode.
I'll figure it out. Go ahead.
She's like
It says,
reverse Medusa, basically.
oh, it's that
Uh,
guy.
yeah. So they come up with a plan to get this camera in there. Emma gets small, goes through the pipes, eventually gets there. The girl that grows the pubic hair had to stop the water. She had to grow her hair to stop the water. So that was a weird scene. Um, and this is where we learn Cypher does have powers. He has mind body control powers, so he can take control of somebody's body. And he does that during the fight. He takes control of Jordan's body and has Jordan fight against Marie and really push Marie to use her powers. And it works. Marie does use her powers and is able to suspend Jordan in the air through her blood, and she feels the powers and she wins that battle. The aftermath of that is, for one, Cypher is upset with what's her name? I just blanked on her name. Kate, because he like you tried to help them. Oh, I forgot about that. Kate, he's upset that Kate tried to help them, and now he sent her to that prison. Also, Kate and Jordan got into Cypher's house and figured out what was in the vault that he has, and he says it's his dad. I think it is his dad because it is a guy. I thought it was Stormfront, but it's not. It is a guy. I'm thinking that's Thomas Godalton. I think that's him. I think he just got burned and he's keeping him alive. Apparently, Cypher's taking care of him. I think that's his father. but that's a theory I have for later on. Um, but Cypher's like, yeah, I'm gonna send Kate to the prison because somebody has to deal with uh, going against me, trying to go against me. Somebody has that. There's consequences for this. So episode 5, we see Kate go into the prison, and we see how ruthless it is. They make her strip. They put a collar on her. They take her wig off. They take her fake arm off because she only has one arm, and now she's in prison. And we see how brutal that prison is. Of course, Marie's like, "Hey, we got to go save Kate. We can't leave her there. We know how bad it is." And Emma's like, "Hey, it is what it is." She 100% is like, "Leave her there," which I kind of understand 100%. But eventually, Marie talks to Emma and is like, yeah, we got to go. And she convinces her to go. Emma thinks we need some strength. So she tries to call Sam. At this time, Sam is going back to his childhood home and is trying to reconnect with his parents. And he kind of, for some reason, Sam thought that the V compound is what made him crazy. No, my guy, you just crazy. You just crazy. His mom tells him like your uncle had the same thing. He was crazy. He went into a store one time and almost tried to shoot himself, and the police got there. But he has a mental illness, and you have that gene too. It's on my side of the family. I'm sorry, that's why you have it. It's not the V compound that gave you superpowers that also made you crazy. No, it didn't make you crazy. You was already crazy. So it's Sam's parents' fault anyway. Because why would you give a child that you think might be mentally ill, might have mental issues, give him superpowers? That's not what you do. You don't do that. So they was fucking up. I'm sorry, they was fucking up. You don't do that. But Sam is he come to a better understanding with his parents, and his mom starts to understand him a little more, and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna be nuts. This is what it is. But he decided not to help Emma, Jordan, and Marie help Kate escape. They end up going trying to free her. They get caught, of course, and then we learn that what is that lady's name? Oh, it was a lady from um, The Boys season 4, the very smart lady. For some reason, her and Cypher were hooking up. We see in the beginning when we learn Cypher's dad is in the tube and he's taking care of her. She comes over. They have weird sex in front of him. Very weird, but they are working together. And now she's back and she's in charge of Vault. And as Cypher wanted to get Marie back so he could keep testing on her, but she's working with him too, and we know she is super smart. She's working all different kind of angles, and she's working with Cypher. And I'm very curious what they're planning and what they have going on. But she told him like, hey, you can't do the same experiments on her as you did last time and expect a different outcome. And that's when we learn Cypher decides to go a different route with Marie this time, and he kidnaps her sister. And he's like, "Look, you work with me, I'll send you back, and I'll let your sister go. But you work with me unequivocally, no questioning what I'm asking you to do. You do everything I say. Blah blah. This." She says yes. Eventually, Kate figures out how to escape, and in the process of them escaping to save everybody in there, they find out that Cypher killed Marie's sister. And I think it was a whole setup for Marie to focus her powers even more because she was able to heal her sister, put the blood back in her to an extent, heal her, and she's tapped a new potential of her powers. And that's where we end the episode. Was it a good episode? Yes, it's really leading down a different storyline. The storyline is really interesting. Not as much action, but the storyline is getting real interesting, and I'm getting really involved. The characters, the growth of the characters, and I'm really trying to figure out what Scyther is doing, and also the black lady who's super smart. I hate that I forgot her name, but I really want to see what she's doing now too, since she's here. They keep sprinkling in the boys' characters within this, which makes sense because it's a cohesive universe. They're all in the same universe, but it's melding those two shows together, being that one show is about to end and Gen V might continue on with a season three. It's smart to do. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to see where the story goes. My theory is they're trying to increase Marie's power to be able to take out Homelander. After that, I'm not sure, but I think that's what they're trying to do. Um, and they might be trying to get her to a point where she can take out even humans and leave people with compound V in their blood alone. So that could be something that she's trying to wipe out all humans on Earth. But I don't know if Marie would go for that. But somehow they figure they could get her to do that. But yeah, um, did you see? You looked it up. Did you get any questions? I know because it's a comic book written by the guy. Well, did he write this? I think it was written by Robert Kirkman. I think he wrote this one too.
That was a good
Um,
question because
the
that's a
Walking Dead guy.
because that's a weird ass superpower. Like I don't.
It is. Trust me, that's not even the weirdest superpower on the show.
There,
That's not even the weirdest superpower on the show.
there's more. Okay,
There's so
what's the
many.
weirdest? What's the weirdest
Um,
in your opinion?
there's a guy that can grow his penis.
What kind of show is this?
He has a super
So
penis
wait a
where
minute.
he can extend it very long distances.
That
He uses it as
what?
a weapon. He wrapped it around somebody and tried to choke them with his penis.
I was gonna say that's almost every man's dream to have that superpower. Um, so
uh,
we have a guy who have a extendo on his man part. We have a woman who can grow hair on her lady parts, which is a superpower. This is a weird show, my guy.
they have normal powers too. People can fly, super strength, freeze breath, acid breath.
Yeah,
Um,
that's cool. Like also a Mortal Kombat type shit. But when you got two characters that can do that, anything else is just that shit is just regular. It's like
I
that's
know.
just like normal superhero shit. Some
It's
acid.
really
Yeah,
crazy.
that's Mortal Kombat. Freeze. That's Sub-Zero. Reptile. Like yeah, that's
It's
all right.
really crazy.
And
Yeah.
where is this on Prime? What is this?
Yeah. Yeah, the show is on Prime. The main show started first was The Boys, and then this is the first spinoff called Gen V. They have two other spinoffs called The Boys Mexico that's coming out in 2 years, and then they have a prequel show. I forgot what that is. I think it's Vault Rising is a prequel show. So they're making a franchise out of this, just like The Walking Dead. They got multiple spin-off shows of The Walking Dead. So yeah,
So quick
it's a
question.
good show.
Can one does one have to watch The Boys in order to understand Gen V, or can you just jump into and just start watching Gen V?
Um, that's a good question. Um, you can jump into season one of Gen V, and they explain some things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they explain things decently. They explain kind of what's going on in the boys.
Yeah.
But they let you they give you a decent amount of what that world is and what's
Mm-hmm.
going on with it. So yeah, you can. I still would recommend starting with the boys first,
Yeah.
but if you want to, yeah, you can start with Gen V, and then it'll make you just more interested in the world. So you'll go back to the boys and start there too. So,
Okay.
but
All right.
you can,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So now we're gonna talk about Tom Brady.
Oh, okay. I was like, who's Tom Tom?
So Tom Brady is partnering with Fanatics, Fox Sports, and OBB Media for the Fanatics Flag Football Classic, a tournament
Ah,
featuring current and former NFL players. Brady will participate in the round robin tournament in Saudi Arabia on March 21st, 2026. Other participants include NFL stars and coaches, with more athletes and celebrities to be announced.
Mm.
Um, you know, I don't like this guy. You're familiar with Barstool?
Yeah,
Uh, the guy,
Dave. What is
yeah,
his name? Dave.
Dave.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't stand him.
Poinor or something like that. Yeah, that
Yeah, I don't like him.
guy.
But anyway, Dave claimed that Brady will receive 75 million playing in this tournament.
Hmm.
And Brady was like, he said, "Are we just picking numbers out of a hat and reporting them? While we breaking news, Elvis is doing the halftime show, and Babe Ruth is going to sign some autographs for the fans. I also heard Dave prefers floppy pizza. Who cares about facts, right?" With a laughing emoji. So, for those of you who's not familiar with Dave, he goes around the country testing pizza and give it a
Yeah.
rating. And I just don't like him at all because his sports take. I just don't like him. I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna go into that. I'm not a fan of him. Um, but so far, some of the current athletes that will be some of the current and former athletes that's being named right now to play in this flag football tournament is Saquon Barkley, C.D. Lamb, Christian McCaffrey, Sauce Gardner, Miles Garrett, Brock Bowers, Max Crosby, Tyreek Hill, Odell Beckham Jr., and Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, I guess Tyreek ain't gonna make it.
And yeah, and then the teams will be coached by Pete Carroll, Sean Payton, and Kyle Shanahan. Also, flag football will be introduced in the 2028 Summer Olympics in LA.
Yeah, I
Uh,
heard that professionals can play
yeah,
in
uh,
that. Okay.
NFL clubs voted in May to permit players to participate. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess this is a way of doing. I guess trying to get the hype for the Olympics with flag football in there. But that's going to be interesting because uh,
Can you hear me?
yeah, my headphones died. But like it's gonna be interesting because this style of football is just American. Because you go outside America and you say football, everybody else is talking about soccer,
Yeah.
and also everybody else they play rugby. Like
Yeah.
America is the only country that plays American football. So
Very
it's
true.
kind of interesting. Like if this been in the Olympics, you have other countries, and if you have like professional players in this league, it's gonna be interesting because it's either gonna be you know, Americans are just gonna blow out everybody, or B, like some of these other players like play rugby might forget for a second, and you might get a real hit because with rugby, it's tackle football with no pads. Like it's
Exactly.
out there, like they playing for real, for real.
Yeah. They be hitting.
Yeah. So
A lot of concussions out there.
yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I know this is kind of outside of the normal stuff we talk about. They're doing like a whole bunch of comedians going out there too, for a different thing. It's a comedian like show that they're putting on, and they got some big name comedians, and people are like kind of yelling at them like, why would you go there and do this? Because um, they are not about free speech. They're doing terrible human things to reporters and crazy stuff. Um, and a lot of the comedians that are going are like big free speech guys, and like our comics that like, I can't say anything anymore. Everybody, so they just like to speak their mind. Some of the dudes are going like, dang, Kevin Hart is going, Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, like dudes that are really well established and don't really need this. Like, but I'm guessing
Yeah.
that bag is pretty big for them to be going.
It's
Um,
the Saudis. Saudis got they got money. They got money. They got money.
money, money. so, so they're getting a little bit of backlash from that, which
But
I can
just
see why.
but with those three, they're so big enough that the backlash don't matter.
Yeah,
And
for them, yeah.
actually, out of those three, I wouldn't be worried about Kevin when it comes to the free speech. I would be more worried about Chappelle and Bill Burr
Exactly.
because of their subject matter compares to Kevin's subject matter. Kevin would be
Yeah.
fine. Those Dave and Bill Burr, those are the two I would be a little worried about.
Yeah.
As far as
Yeah.
their subject matter, what they're going to talk about, because they definitely. I mean, sometimes they try to cancel Chappelle within the last 5-10 years because of his
Very
views on.
true.
So
Very true. So I haven't heard any backlash against this flag football thing. I haven't heard anything. The only thing I've heard is that yeah, the Saudis seem to be throwing a lot of money around trying to get people to come to their country and do American things. I don't know if they're trying to paint themselves in a different way, but also I heard that they're supposed to be buying esports. That
yes, I did see that. Yeah,
yeah, they're buying esports and they might be talking to people to help buy TikTok as well, be on top of TikTok. So that's kind of like why are we allowing these things to happen if we're supposed to be America first? Um, but I don't want to make this political. Let's not get there. But yeah, this is it's just kind of interesting.
no, no, the Saudi Arabia they've been like the last few years they've been doing a lot with sports. Cause like live golf, right? They
Yep.
got to get plug Tiger Woods from the PGA to go play with them.
Yep.
They got golf, like I said, they just got EA Sports. I know they've had some WWE pay per views over there.
Yeah, and they have a WWE thing going over there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
So they are again they got money, money.
They got a lot of money.
Yeah.
So
You also gotta be
that's
careful.
going very true.
Side note, speaking of being careful, so NFL had a game in Dublin last weekend, and an NFL player got jumped and robbed and in Dublin.
Mm.
I'm trying to remember who it was right now. Uh, yeah, it was the Vikings versus the Steelers. They had 7.9 million people watching the game. Uh, and that's a lot of people. That game came on early here in America.
Mm.
Um, that game was up 68% from the international game last year, NFL Network's 2024 international game average. Uh, 12:30. Oh, I guess it wasn't early. 9 million viewers from 12:30 p.m. until the end of the game. But that's not what I was looking for. I'm trying to see what was the name of the player that got unfortunately got robbed. No.
Yeah, did I hear nothing about that? Like, would that be an international incident? Because when we do stuff international, it's an incident. Uh,
It
was
was
that not an incident for them?
so it says a former complaint had been filed as of Monday in connection to reports that Pittsburgh Steelers player Skylar Thompson was assaulted and robbed in Dublin while his team was preparing to play a game in the city.
Mm.
Yeah, you got it. I ain't gonna lie. You go to Dublin, like you gotta be careful anywhere. Cause
Yeah.
like some people are like, oh, I'm in Dublin. I'm cool. It's cool down here. I'm safe. I ain't gotta worry about that. And then like unfortunately, like Skylar Thompson, an NFL player,
Yeah.
robbed you.
Luckily, you just lose your stuff and not your life. But
So I say you treat whatever city you play in, treat it like any American city. So
yeah,
if you get
you know
robbed,
you ain't supposed to be in certain areas. Don't go in certain areas.
like every city, every place has places like that. You got to
Very
always
true.
look for your surroundings, no matter where you at in the world. So
Mm,
it's just my
that's
PSA.
100% true. Okay. Well, let's get into this week's episode of Peacemaker, episode 6. This is the start of the giant run that James Gunn said. Episode 6, 7, 8 are supposed to be banger episodes. And I can't lie, this episode was good for a total different reason. And as G.I. Robot says, Nazis. Yes, episode 6 is called Ignorance is Chris. And it starts out pretty good where the gang are trying to figure out how to get to the dimension that Peacemaker went to. And we'll tell you what dimension that is in a second. But you got Economist, Hardcore, Abs, and oh, I just blanked on his name. What is his name? One second. I can't believe I blanked on his name, and I like this character a lot. What is his name? Let me see. Hold on. What is his name? That's very upsetting. Uh, Hold on. I'm trying to look at the cast now. Jesus. Vigilante. There we go. So we had those four trying to figure out how to use the machine to open another portal. And they end up saying, hey, we're going to go to Vigilante's house because they don't know his secret identity. So Argus can't track them down so easily, which is a great way to show the differences of the universe they're coming from and the universe they're going to go to. Because we go to his house and he talks to his mom, and he's like, his mom is she's a sweet lady, but he's kind of a dick to her. But there's a couple little things she says and things that happen that will be a parallel to when they do travel to the next dimension. And Vigilante wants to see his doppelganger in that next dimension. He goes through those same things, and it's a good little gag and a good way to get you introduced to that other dimension through his eyes. But when we go to Vinci Assie's house, he goes in his basement, and we learn that when he breaks up like a crime ring or a drug deal, he doesn't turn in that drug money and the drugs to the police. He just keeps it. So he has a basement full of drugs and money. He has well over multi-million dollars down there in money and in drugs. And the guys are like, why do you keep all this stuff? He's like, I don't know. Well, you know, the cops are corrupt, and I didn't want them to use it and sell it back on the street. And while they're setting up, finding a door for him to put the door on to make the door, Billy Vigilante shows him his beanie babies. And while he's opening that door, the rest of the team are stuffing money in their pockets. Like, you just got this free money, we gonna take it. But there's also another side gig where Vigilante told his mom that Hardcore was his girlfriend, and they broke up because she was being too hoary. Um, so that's a little that's a interesting moment there. But we learned that people mispronounce Hardcore's name. They say hardcore when it's heart court. I mispronounce it all the time, so that's funny that he put it in the show. That's hilarious. But they open the portal. They go into the dimension Peacemaker went into, and they get to Peacemaker's house, and all four of them are trying to figure out how to split up to go look for Peacemaker. Kevin comes in to Peacemaker's room, and Harcourt is in there, and he talks to her while everybody else is hiding. And there's instant differences he notices, but he doesn't. It doesn't come together. He's like, "Why are you wearing all black? You usually don't wear all black, and why are you in a dress? Why are you not in a dress? You're wearing pants." And she's talking like herself, which is not the way the Harcourt in that dimension talks. But he eventually asks her, does she want him to drive her to Argus because he's on the way there? And she says, yeah. And the team was like, no, 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 don't go. And she ends up going with him. And the rest of the team stays at the house. Of course, Vigilante's like, I got to go find my doppelganger. He can help us find Peacemaker. He goes off to find his doppelganger. And Abs and Economist stays at Peacemaker's house. Um, Harcourt is driving with Kevin on the way to Argus, and she's looking around a little bit, and they're doing a little talking, and they talk about a band, and she's like, "Yeah, Mick Jagger." He's like, "No, not Mick Jagger, this Jagger," or something like that, and she's finding out the little differences in their universe compared to her universe. Um, in this process, oh, I forgot about this. In the beginning of the episode, Peacemaker, Kevin, and his dad are at a pizza place eating pizza with Harcourt. And these kids come up and ask for a picture. Of course, they take the picture. But after they take the picture, their faces melt, and then supposed to be symbolism of what we're about to learn in this episode. So that's just there. Um, uh, Vigilante goes to his house, finds out his house is exactly the same, looks all the same. His dad is there, and he's like, huh, in this dimension, my dad didn't leave, or my dad's not gay. So I guess in the regular dimension, his dad is gay and leaves his mom. But his mom looks unhappy with his dad being there. So that's a weird thing. But we learned probably why he didn't come out as gay in this dimension. And then Vigilante's keys work for his secret door downstairs, which is hilarious. And then he meets himself, and of course, the this Earth Vigilante is just like the Earth Vigilante. They have a back and forth and funny stuff, which is hilarious. He gets a lot more time in this episode because Vigilante is a great character in this. They kind of been pushing him to the back with these stupid little animal joke things, which didn't really work that well, but he gets a shine in this episode. Um, while Harcourt is gets to the office, I we forgot that she had all the cocaine on her from Vigilante's thing, and the dog smells it, so they have to take her into a room to get her blood tested because they can't let her in because they think she got drugs and they got to test her blood. At that same moment, when she gets caught, Peacemaker comes in and sees her and realizes this is his Harcourt, and they take her in the room. He ends up asking, can he talk to her? He sits there and talks to her. He's like, what are you doing here? And she's like, I'm here to bring you back. And he was like, no, I told you, like, I asked you, would you want to be with me and that I care for you? And you gave me no answer. So I went here. And she's like, this is not where you belong. You belong here. We care about you, want you back. And he's like, no, I care about you and I love you. Do you have feelings for me? How you feel? And this is one of the best scenes of this episode and so far in this Peacemaker show is their dynamic of them discussing their relationship and her not being able to express how she feels about him because she says it herself. I'm, for one, a nightmare, and I'm not able to tap into my emotions like you are. And the lady that's playing Harcourt does an amazing job in this. Like, you feel it. It is an amazing job between her and even Peacemaker. I forget his name. Who plays Peacemaker? What is his name?
John
The
Cena.
actor John Cena. He does an amazing job. He is really, really good in this. Like, he has come miles from where he first started acting to now. He has these subtle things in his face, the subtle way he uses stuff, even though he is um always looked at as a stupid guy or a comedic guy, he has touching moments in this, and it really worked in this episode on a whole new level. But he lets her know, like, I know you're a mess, but I still love you. I want to be with you. And she's just like, I can't go there with you, and I'm not sure why. He talks about, is it because of Rick Flag Jr., because y'all had a thing? Is that what's stopping you? They really go into it, and she still kind of pushes him away. And he's like, fine. And they come in and tell her she's free to go. And as they're doing this, Abs and Economist are at the house and they find Eagly, and Eagly is eating food. They clean it up, and Abs is like, I want to go for a walk. Do you want to go for a walk for me? And I'm in my head is like, don't go outside, don't go outside, don't go outside. You'll see why in a second. He's like, Economist was like, no, I'm gonna stay in the house, and she goes outside. While she's outside walking, people are looking at her. And you know the look people look at you when you black in the neighborhood they feel you should be in. That's that look she's getting while she's walking down the street because she's a black character. Um, and I'm like, ugh, this is not gonna be good. While she's walking, Vigilante is listing off stuff with his doppelganger that they both like, and everything is the same until he gets to Peacemaker. He's like, Peacemaker, oh, I hate that guy. He's like, wait, Peacemaker's my best friend. He's like, how are you best friend with that guy? That guy's an asshole. He's a dick. I joined the Sons of Liberty to take down Peacemaker. And in this world, we learn the Sons of Liberty are not a terrorist group as most people thought, but they're actually fighting for equal rights for multiple races. Yes, we learn at the same time, Abs learns that they are, this is dimension, this is Earth X. And in Earth X, Germans win the World War II. So Nazis win the war. So when Nazis win the war, they take over the Earth and they imprison all other races besides white races. So while Abs learns that Kevin is driving down the street and sees Abs, hits the brakes, gets out of the car, and says, one got out, a black.
Wait a minute. What?
Yes, he says, one got out, a black, and they start chasing after her, and she's like fucking running for her life. At that same moment, Peacemaker and Hardcore are walking in the office, and she's looking around, and she goes, haven't you noticed there's no people of color here? And like she got it right away. And I think the reason she got it right away is because she's a soldier, and she's trained to look at people and assess if she can beat them, if she can take them down, who's a threat. And usually, when you are able to do that, you start realizing what type of people are in the room you are in, and you notice that there's only white people in the room. The fact that she didn't say, there's only white people here, that would have been a better line than her saying, there's no people of color. It'd have been better if she said, why are there only white people here? But they let her say people of color line. No one says that. That's weird. Um, but that's when Peacemaker's like, no, I never noticed that. And then he looks at a flag, and the flag has a swastika on it where the stars would be. So it's a normal flag, and in the blue part, there's a swastika. And that's when he's like, oh shit. And that's when we learn that Peacemaker felt that this was a paradise only because his white privilege had him not have to worry about things of that kind of nature. He was so entranced in his own self, he didn't have to worry about the world around him. He got everything he wanted. And this was a beautiful representation of what white privilege is. Like, you literally have a beautiful representation you can show people, like, this is white privilege. This man was in a Nazi world where they totally prisoned other races and only wanted white people around. And he didn't notice a difference because it didn't affect him. That's what white privilege is. You would any other race would notice that they're the only race in the world. They would notice that. Him, just another day. Just another day. And it speaks more to white privilege than him being racist because his best friend is Abs. That's one of his best friends in the world. Like he talked to her about multiple things. He opens up to her. She opens up to him. That's his friend. And that's a black woman. That's his friend. So he's not racist. It's just ignorance of what other races have to deal with. And James Gunn, people actually lashed out at other TikTokers when they talked about this episode and brought up this situation and brought up the race in it and was like, oh no, you guys are just throwing race in this episode and that's not what's going on. And you guys are always trying to put race in everything. And then James Gunn came out and talked about this episode and said, yes, we did this intentionally. Everything we did was intentionally. This is to show racism. This is to show the ignorance of white privilege. Well, he didn't say that part, but he pretty much said, yes, this is a Nazi world and Nazi won. And that was the whole point of this to show that. But that's not the whole point of this season. But that was just one of the things we wanted to showcase. And he did it amazingly. Like we talked about this in episode 3 that we had a theory that something's going on with all the people of color in that dimension, but now we know it is Earth X, which is the Nazi dimension. And a lot of people feel very vindicated now, and a lot of people have to deal with their, how shall we say, lack of ability to see things.
Yeah, you'll be out here. Okay. All right.
I'm trying to be nice. but it's like if you have a chance, go watch James Gunn talk about this episode. He goes into depth of how he was worried about doing it, that it's a very serious subject and a very delicate subject to talk about, but he felt it was the time to do it, and he felt this character could do it, and they wanted to do it. And I am so intrigued to see where the story continues going. But I know ultimately this season is more about the love story between Peacemaker and Harcourt, but this is just a slight detour on that love story, which I'm pretty sure they'll wrap it up in season and episode 7 and a little bit in 8, and then they'll touch on the rest of the love story in the ending of 8, hopefully for a second season. But yeah, this was a pretty good episode, a pretty shocking episode. Um, and it has people wondering where's Judo Master. So Judo Master went into this Earth X as well, and he's a Filipino man. He's in danger. Everybody's like, where this man at? Did they catch this man? What they do to this man? At the end of the episode, Economist gets stabbed by Peacemaker's dad because he comes home and sees Economist, and Economist spills the beans. He's like, this is not your Peacemaker. He killed your Peacemaker. This is a Peacemaker from another Earth. We're here. We're doing this. He's not a field agent, so he don't know how to keep secrets. He told y'all I shouldn't be out here. But yeah, I'm so intrigued to watch episode 7 to see what happens with it. But let us know in the comments. Did you see this twist coming? Did you think that this was going to happen? Were you oblivious? Were you shocked? I kind of knew it. We talked about it, so I kind of was waiting for this big reveal. Side note: there's another theory out there that Tim Meadows, that plays the character Agent, I think it's Longstaff or something like that, the guy that's bird blind. People are saying, and I can't take credit for this because I don't know if this is not my theory. It's other people saying. People are saying that if you don't want to hear this theory, uh, thanks for being at the podcast. See you later. But the theory is that he might be playing Martian Manhunter. He might be playing Martian Manhunter in disguise as this agent, and which is a great theory because it connects to everything, to way he's acting, the way he talks to people. It feels like a human trying to do what he thinks a human would do to other humans, or how he would talk to other humans. So if that works, I got to give Jane Gum his flowers because that's great writing. That's a great way to do it. He's already getting his flowers for being able to have me have something that I can show people, be like, this is what white privilege is. This is what we're talking about. He's done that. Like, and it's it's gonna be so incredibly crazy how people will try to say it's not that, even though it is blatantly that, and the man that made it told you it's that, and you're still gonna be like it's not that. But people are people. But yeah, that is the episode. Let us know what you think. Uh, we went kind of long on this one, but it is what it is. But Marcus, go ahead, sign us out. Unless you
Uh,
got any questions.
nah.
Because when I
Man.
said that, a black, you was like, what happened? Who said that?
I got the world that they live in. Like this might be a different. I can't remember which episode, but
Oh, I didn't even talk. One more thing. That's how big that was in this episode. I forgot. They had Lex Luthor in this episode. And they had Lex Luthor, like Rick Flag Sr. went to visit Lex Luthor at the prison. Um and he talked to him. He was trying to get information on how to figure out how to find a dimensional portal. And Lex was like, let's cut all the little chit chat out. Let's not do this whole I give you a little information, you give me a little information. Let's get right down to it. What do you want? And I'm gonna tell you what I want, and let's do that. So it was a great scene between them and Nicholas Holt. He's Lex Luthor. He's a new Lex Luthor. He's really good as Lex Luthor. It works for me. He did a great job in this. He did. It felt like he bumped this up to have a more cinematic feel to it, and it worked. And it's a great way to set up the next Superman movie because now Lex Luthor is going to be working with Argus, and in the next episode, Rick Fox is going to go to some guy that Lex Luthor sent him to try to figure out how to find a dimensional portal. But yeah, I totally forgot about the Lex Luthor thing. That 100% happened, and it was a good scene. That's how crazy this reveal of this Earth X was, which is actually in the comic books. 100% in the comic books. James Gunn is a big comic book head. He goes deep into the comic book. So when he's doing stuff about this stuff, he knows what he's talking about and it works. He knows how to work it. But yeah, I forgot all about that. That's wow, that's crazy. But yeah, side us out, Marcus.
all right, that's the show. We went very long, hour and a half. Like, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the links in the descriptions to get to all of our things on social media. Don't forget, you can leave us a voicemail, call that numbers, your voicemail, ask us some questions. Let's see. I think that's it.
That's it. Yeah, that's good.
Have a good night. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep. Peace.
Peace.